Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you have seen my face before. In last week's video, I talked to you about the beginning steps that I take in order to get your home ready to sell. But now in this week's video, I'm going to talk to you about the beginning steps that I take to help you purchase a house. So stick around. My name is Danae Hewitt and I'm your go-to DFW Realtor with Brico Realty Services. Thanks for tuning in today and let's get right into all the good stuff. Buying a house. If you are buying a house for the very first time or the third or the fourth or the fifth time, I am here to help you every step of the way. So let's talk about what those steps are. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to jump on the phone or maybe even meet in person. And I'm going to ask you some specific questions to better understand your situation. I want to know currently where you are living. If you own a home and you would like to buy a house, which means you would need to sell this house in order to buy that one, or maybe you're looking to buy an investment property. Maybe you are renting an apartment or renting a house and you want to get out of that and buy. So what I'm going to find out is currently what your living situation is. The next thing I'm going to find out is your timeline. What is your timeline to purchase this house? So let's say you are renting an apartment and your lease is up 6 months from now, but you may be saying, no problem, I'm going to break my lease. If I find the right house, I'm just done. I'm ready to get out of this apartment. So a follow-up question I would ask you is, how much does it cost to break the lease? And is that an amount that you have and you're willing to pay? If you're not renting, but you do own a house and you need to sell that in order to buy another one, that's a whole different conversation in terms of your timeline for moving into this next house. In this part of the conversation, I really try to help you narrow it down to get really specific as to what it is you are looking for in your house. And what I like to do is I like to ask you currently where you're living right now. What are some things that you like about that place? And what are some things that you don't like about that place? Do you really wish that you had a kitchen island because you love to cook and the home you're renting right now doesn't have one and you need more counter space? Well, then that's definitely something that we will keep in mind when we go house hunting. And another question I'm going to ask is, where? Where do you want to live? Do you travel a lot and need to be close to the airports? Do you live right around the corner from work right now and you want to stay right around the corner from work? These questions are really important to help us narrow down areas that you want to live in and also the type of home that you would want to live in. I'm also going to ask you the question on if you would want a resale home, which is a home that is currently lived in by somebody else, or if you're interested in new construction. If you're interested in new construction, I will talk to you about specific builders in the areas that you're looking for, and then I would need to call those builders and call those subdivisions and find out what inventory homes they have right now, or if they have any dirt builds that they're planning to build on. I want to find out the answer to those questions because that's going to affect your timeline. If we've got a new construction home that only has dirt builds available, and dirt builds right now, homes are taking 8 to 10 months right now to be built, but you need to get out of your lease in the next 4 months, well, then that subdivision is not going to be an option for you. So there's a lot of things to consider when you want to buy a house. If you want it to be resale or if you want it to be new construction, we're definitely going to narrow that down as well. I'm also going to ask you if you want a single family home or if you're open to a townhome, a condo, or a duplex, a half duplex. Those are all options for you as well. But just know with townhomes and condos, you're going to have an HOA fee on top of your mortgage, your taxes, and your homeowner's insurance. Some single family homes also have HOAs, but not all of them do. But you can pretty much guarantee that a condo and a townhome is also going to have an HOA fee. The next thing I'm going to ask you is, are you paying cash for this property, for this new home, or for this investment? Or do you need to obtain a mortgage in order to get this home? If you are paying cash, then I'm simply going to ask for proof of funds that you have this money in your bank account. Now, don't worry, you don't need to give me your banking numbers or anything like that. You can simply go to your bank and ask them to write a letter on your behalf stating that you have X number of dollars in the account, because we're going to take that letter from your bank and attach that to any offers that we submit, because the seller of that house and that listing agent, they want to know that financially you can buy this house with cash. If you are getting a mortgage to purchase the house, then I'm going to put you in touch with a couple of lenders that I work with, and I feel like I work with only the best. But it is totally your choice of which lender you choose to work with. All of them are wonderful in their own ways, and they work for different companies. And different companies can charge you different fees, and the rate may be a little bit different with each company. I always tell you to shop around for lenders because you never know what type of a rate and what type of fees they will charge you when you go to purchase this house. Having that conversation with a lender is crucial because they're going to talk to you and really find out about your finances. They're going to find out how much you make. They're going to find out what debts you have. They're going to find out what your credit score is, and they're really going to get the overall financial picture that you are in right now. And one thing I want to tell you is I don't ever know this information that you give to the lender. I never find out how much you make. I don't know what is in your bank account. The only thing that I need to know is, do you have enough money in your bank to cover a down payment and closing costs? That's all that matters to me. So rest assured, I'm not going to know your financial situation. I like to stay in my own lane, which is helping you buy a house. The lender, they stay in their own lane when it comes to the finances to purchase the house. After this conversation with the lender, they are going to give me a phone call back, and we're going to talk and find out really how ready you are. If the timing is not right now, maybe your credit score is just a little low, but knowing that if you paid something off, then that score will go up. So we're about 2 or 3 months away, then okay, we're about 2 or 3 months away. But it's always great to have that initial conversation with the lender so that they can get a general idea of your finances and really vet you to see how ready you are to purchase a house. If you're thinking about buying a house in the next 6 to 9 months, I strongly advise that you talk to a mortgage lender right now because they can give you an idea of what you can afford, what your down payment and closing costs are going to be, so that 6 to 9 months from now, maybe you're saving the money for that purchase. And over that time, you're just really getting ready to buy the house. So when that right house comes along, boom, we can submit that offer and hopefully get it accepted. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on automatic email search alerts, which is based on the criteria that you're looking for in a house. If you only want single family homes, if you only want them to be 20 minutes from the airport, I'm going to really narrow that down and make sure that those emails are very specific to what you are looking for in your house. And those emails can go out to you as much or as less as you want them to. We can have them go out to you once a week, once a month, once a day. Totally your choice. When you see those houses in those emails, what I tell clients to do is to write a note or favorite a house if you like it. Write a note stating why you don't like the house, because then I'm notified of all the notes that you make and I'm notified of the houses that you favorite. So that helps me get a better idea of what you're looking for when we go out to look for a house. And this part may or may not be in that same conversation, but before we go house hunting, I do like to have another conversation with you that really goes over the market, currently where the market is right now. If we are in a seller's market, which we are right now, I really talk to my buyers of what to expect when they're submitting an offer. I really talk to them about how aggressive their offers need to be, and I also prepare them that we're probably not going to get your first offer accepted. There is so much competition out there for houses and so few houses on the market that it may take a couple of offers on a couple of different houses before you finally get one accepted. So I just like to prepare you for where the market is. If we're in more of a neutral market, we'll have that conversation. If we're more in a buyer's market and things are favored more towards the buying part of a house, then we're going to talk through all of those things and really what you should expect in the types of offers that you submit. I also refer you to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of information on here about what option money is, what earnest money is. I have a home buying 101 video. So I send you these videos so that you can get an idea of what these things are, so that when we're in a conversation about option money, you know exactly what it is that we're talking about. We are getting towards the end here, folks. So once we have talked about the market and I have sent you homes and you have talked to a lender, then we're going to start to schedule some showings to go see a house. You simply let me know which houses you want to go see, the times that you're available, and you and I coordinate our schedules, and we go ahead and we see those houses. Ideally, we're seeing maybe 4 or 5 houses in a day, and that's about it. Just because any more than that can get a little overwhelming and you tend to forget the houses, and it just can be kind of a lot. Once we're there and looking at houses, I know you're going to be looking at any updates, you're going to be looking at the floor plan and the layout, and I'm going to be looking at all the major things in the house. I'm going to be checking out that roof, that AC, that water heater. I'm going to be looking for cracks. I'm going to be opening up doors and windows, and I'm really going to make sure that I do a really thorough once-over on the house, because if you want to submit an offer on this house, we need to make sure that we have had a great conversation about the house right now and maybe anticipate any things that might need to get done to it. I really just want to make sure that we have really thoroughly looked through the home before we submit any offers, especially in this seller's market. We may not have time to come back for a second showing because the home may already be under contract. If we find a home that we like, great, then we're going to put that offer in, and hopefully it is a strong offer and it gets accepted, and then we move on from there, which is a totally different other video than this one. But this was just the first steps that we take, the very beginning process that we go through before you purchase a house. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I respond to all comments here on my channel. And take a look at that video right there. It's another great one. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you next week.